Hello to all our listeners. This is Joey Fawad teaching here Hilchot Shekalim in the Mishne Tora in English. So Hilchot Shekalim, we will see all of the halachot involved in the positive precept of the tax or donation of the Shekalim. We will see all the details regarding this in the following chapters, 4 following chapters. So the mitzvah is one mitzvah, and I'm reading הלכות שקלים מצוות עשה אחת, והיא ליתן כל איש מחצית השקל בכל שנה. Every year, there's a mitzvah to give מחצית השקל. So this chapter has 5 main aspects of shekalim in which it deals with. The first one is the obligation to give the amount of money of half a shekel, which we will see what it is, every year as a donation or tax of sorts to Beit HaMikdash. I would call it more of a tax. The second part of the chapter deals with the amount of money needed to be given is a half a shekel in the specific time of the giving, as long as it is worth what half a shekel of silver was worth in the days of Moshe Rabbeinu. We will see in these laws also the laws regarding different types of coins. The third part deals with who is obligated to give half a shekel. Women and slaves, for example, are dismissed from performing this mitzvah. However, if a woman gives, we take it from her. We'll see a little bit more on that. The fourth part deals with the giving of the half a shekel, is the fact that it's a law that can only be enacted during the time of Beit HaMikdash. However, when there is no Beit HaMikdash, the obligation subsides. And the fifth and final part of this chapter deals with the different systems in place for collecting the money of the shekel. Halacha Aleph. It is a positive precept in the Torah, scriptural positive precept, that every male in Israel, every Jewish male, gives mahasita shekel every year. We will see what mahasita shekel is in the next halachot. אפילו עני המתפרנס מן הסלקה חייב ושואל מאחרים ומוחד כסות שעל כתפו ונותן מחצית השקל כסף, שנאמר העשיר לא ירבה והדל לא יהיה עני. Even a poor person who lives on the tzedakah has to give the shekalim, is obligated to give the mahzit shekel, and asks from other people to help him monetarily, or sells the clothing that are on his, the cloth that is on his shoulders, and gives mahzit shekel. As it says in the Torah, the wealthy person shouldn't add more, and the poor person shouldn't give less. Also, an important rule with mahasita shekel is that it is not given in separate amounts of times. However, it is given in one time. You give the mahasita shekel. There's no splitting the amount of times you give the mahasita shekel. Halacha be. מניין כסף האמור בתורה באונס ובמפתה ומוציא שם רע והורג עבד הוא כסף הוא שקל הנאמר בכל מקום בתורה. How do we know that the kesef mentioned in the Torah, when the word kesef mentioned in the Torah is mentioned in the Torah regarding onesim lefateh umosi shemra ve'oreg aved, these 4 different issues which I'm not even going to translate, because just 4 issues in the Torah which in them the word kesef is mentioned. How do we know that the word kesef in those 4 cases, ones lefateh, umosi shemra, and oreg aved, is the same kesef in the shekel when the Torah mentions mahasita shekel? The kesef said in the Torah, the Harambam is stating a statement here. The kesef said in the Torah regarding ones mefateh mosi shemra and oreg aved is the same kesef and is the same shekel mentioned in mahasita shekel in the Torah. And shekel is literally refers to a silver coin worth a certain amount, and which is weight. In its weight is the weight of 320 stalks of barley. What that means exactly is would seemingly be based on other passages in the Harambam. When we say mishkal, we're referring to the weight of 320 stalks of barley. וכבר הוסיפו חכמים עליו ועשו משקלות למשקל המטבע הנקרא סלע בזמן בית שני. However, the sages added upon this amount of 320 stalks of barley and to the amount of what the coin that was called a sela in the days of the second temple. וכמה הוא משקל הסלע? 384 שעורה בינוניות, and the amount of a sela is 348 stalks of barley, average size stalks of barley. הלכה ג' סלע היה 4 דינרים, והדינר, so because we're speaking a little bit about coins, הרמב"ם elaborates on different types of coins and what they're worth in regard to one another. So a sela was 4 dinarim, while a dinar was 6 ma'in. Uma'ah هي نكرت بيمين Moshe Rabbeinu Gerah. The ma'ah is what was called in the Torah in the days of Moshe Rabbeinu Gerah. Uma'ah hayeta shene fundeonim, and the ma'ah is 2 fundeonim. Ufundeon shene isarim. 1 fundeon is 2 isarim. Ufruta אחת משמונה באיסר, and the peruta is an 8 of an isar. נמצא משקל המעה והיא הגירה 16 שעורות. It comes out that based on the different the aspect ratio, the ratio here between the coins, that the weight of a ma'a, which is, as we said, a gira, is 16 stalks of barley. ومشكل الإسار 4 سعرات, and the إسار is 4 stalks of barley. ومشكل البروتا حتسي سعرات, and the peruta, which says is an 1/8 of an isar, is half a stalk of barley. הלכה ד' ועוד מטבע אחד היה שם. שהיה משקלו שתסל עין. There's another coin that was in existence, and by existence it would seem in the days of the sages, but I'm not sure about this, and if somebody corrects me, I'd be very happy to hear their correction. ועוד מטבע אחר היה שם שהיה משקלו שתסל עין. This coin, this type of currency, was the weight of silver of 2 selaim. Now we said a sela is 4 dinarim. Okay, in other words, which is also 348 stalks of barley, the weight of 348 stalks of barley. So 2 times the weight of 348 stalks of barley, which is 696, if I'm not mistaken, then off the bat, that's what I remember. 696 stalks of barley is what we call a darkon. הוא הנקרא דרכון. ואלו המטבעות כולן שאמרנו וביאנו משקל כל אחד מהן, הן שמשערים בהן בכל מקום, וכבר ביאנו כדי שלא תהיה צריך לפרש משקלן בכל מקום. And these coins mentioned here in their ratios one to another are the ratios that we use one to another in any of the places, in all of the halachot in the Mishne Tora. Okay, these ratios are valid throughout the whole Mishne Tora, and we mention them so that we do not need to mention them once more in the entire Mishne Tora. So if anybody wants to know the ratios between the different coins and their weights, here Hilchot Shekalim is the place. הלכה ה' מחסית השקל זו מצוותיה שייתן מחסית מטבע של אותו הזמן, אפילו היה אותו מטבע גדול משקל הקודש. The mitzvah of giving mahasita shekel, of giving the half of a shekel, of the coin called a shekel, is the person gives half of the coin of the currency of that time, of his time, even if the half of the coin of the currency of his time is more than half of the shekel HaKodesh of the days of Moshe Rabbeinu. ולעולם אינו שוקל פחות מחצי שקל שהיה בימי משה רבנו שהיה משקלו 160 שעורה. However, you never give less than what was half a shekel, even if the currency of the contemporary currency is less than the shekel of Moshe Rabbeinu. You still have to give the amount of half a shekel of Moshe Rabbeinu, which is 160 שעורה, שהיה משקלו 160 שעורה. הלכה ו' בזמן שהיה המטבע של זמן דרכונות, היה כל אחד ואחד נותן במחצית השקל שלו סלע. In the time in which the contemporary currency was darkonot, and then we said that darkonot are 2 sela'im, so every person used to give 1 sela for מחצית השקל. ובזמן שהיה המטבע סלעים, היה כל איש נותן במחצית השקל שלו חצי הסלע. When the matbea, when the currency, the contemporary currency was a sela, people used to give half a sela for maxit shekel. Of course, this is as long as we said the Tanai, the condition for giving the contemporary currency is that half of the contemporary currency you're giving, the half of it that you're giving is worth at least or more of the half of the shekel in the days of Moshe Rabbeinu. Shehu shena dinarim, which is so in the days in which the contemporary currency was a sela, they would give half the sela, which is worth 2 dinarim. ובזמן שהיה מטבע חצי הסלע, היה כל אחד ואחד נותן במחצית השקל אותו חצי הסלע. And in the time in which the contemporary currency was half of a sela, which is 2 dinarim, each person used to give for their מחצית shekel half of a sela, namely 1 dinar. ומעולם לא שקלו ישראל במחצית השקל פחות מחצי שקל של התורה. And the Rambam explains here that the Jewish people never gave for מחצית השקל less than the מחצית השקל of the Torah. In other words, the מחצית השקל of the days of Moshe Rabbeinu, which we said is 160 stalks of barley worth. הלכה זין. הכל חייבים ליתן מחצית השקל. The following halacha deals with who is obligated to give the half a shekel. We'll see regarding women and slaves, etc. הכל חייבים ליתן מחצית השקל. כהנים ולוויים וישראלים וגרים ועבדים משוחררים. Everybody are obligated to give מחצית shekel to Bet HaMikdash, to the Sanhedrin, to the collecting forces, and we'll see the authorities, how they collect the מחצית shekel. Everybody's obligated, and this includes Kohanim, Leviim, regular Israelim, Gerim, proselytes, and freed slaves. However, women and slaves and children are not obligated to give מחצית shekel. However, if they gave מחצית shekel, we accept their donation. קטן שהתחיל אביו ליתן עליו מחצית השקל, שוב אינו פוסק, אלא נותן עליו בכל שנה ושנה עד שיגדיל וייתן על עצמו. A child whose father started giving for him on his behalf מחצית shekel, the father does not stop doing so until the child is old enough to give for himself, because once the father started giving for the child, he cannot decide to stop giving on behalf of that child. הלכה ח' השקלים אינם נוהגים אלא בפני הבית. This mitzvah that we were speaking about of giving half a shekel is only in place during the time that the temple is around. So there's that when the temple gets restored, the third temple, we will be giving מחצית shekel once more. The mitzvah will be reenacted. ובזמן שהמקדש קיים, נותנים את השקלים בין בארץ בין בחוץ לארץ. And when the temple is up, when Bet HaMikdash is around, then the shekalim are collected from those living in and out of Israel. ובזמן שהוא חרב, אפילו בארץ ישראל אינם נוהגים. However, in the time when Bet HaMikdash is not built, but rather is in ruin, unfortunately like today, then even to those who live in Israel, the collection of מחצית shekel is not done. הלכה ט' באחד באדר. Now in this halacha we will see the different systems in place for collecting the money of מחצית shekel. באחד באדר משמיעים על השקלים כדי שיכין כל אחד ואחד מחצית השקל שלו ויהיה עתיד ליתן. In the first day of Adar, it is announced that the shekalim are to be given, so that every person, every individual could prepare according his מחצית shekel that he is willing to give and put it on the side to give when the time comes to give. ב-15 בו ישבו השולחניים בכל מדינה ומדינה וטובעים בנחת. In the 15th of the month of Adar, the collecting forces placed by the authority sit in every city and city to collect the מחצית shekel from those who want to perform the mitzvah by giving the מחצית shekel. However, they do it b'nachat. They do it calmly. At this point, they do it calmly. כל מי שייתן להם יקבלו ממנו, מי שלא ייתן הם כופין אותו ליתן. He who gives, whoever gives the מחצית shekel, they take from him, and whoever doesn't want to give, they don't force him to give yet. ב-15 בו ישבו במקדש לגבות, ומכאן ואילך כופין את מי שלא נתן עד שייתן. From the 25th of the month of Adar, 10 days after the 15th, then also in Bet HaMikdash, people sit to collect the money on behalf of the authorities for Bet HaMikdash, and from here on out, he who doesn't want to give the Mahasit HaShekel is forced to give the Mahasit HaShekel. And anybody who does not want to give Mahasit HaShekel, the court is allowed to take away his property, his private property, and sell it in order to give Mahasit HaShekel on his behalf. הלכיות, כל מי שאינו חייב בשקלים, אף על פי שדרכו ליתן או הוא עתיד ליתן, אין ממשכנים אותו. Anybody that is not obligated to give the shekalim, as mentioned in the previous halachot, namely women and children and slaves, all these people, even if they regularly would give the Mahasit shekel yearly, or we're talking about somebody planning on giving, that in the future will give, like a child, in the court does not have the power to sell his private property in order to give a shekel on his behalf. A Mahasit shekel, the money on his behalf. Also, this thing of selling private property of a person, the court doing so in order to give him the Mahasit shekel is not done to Kohanim for purposes of shalom, for purposes of peace between the different people of the nation, the different parts of the nation. Rather, when the Kohanim give, we take from them, and we try to force them until they give. We try to put pressure on them. However, if they do not give, the court does not have the power to take from the Kohen and sell his property. Here we finish the first chapter. Baruch Adonai La'olam. Amen.